So here it is, and I'll be honest, I'm making the video a little prematurely. I haven't actually gotten possession of the product yet, but I've got 500 bottles of this really, really expensive to get here from Hungary into the US. Wolf's glass sealant or glass guard and Wolf's there's an L in there. I know I'm not saying wolf. It sounds like I'm saying wolf, but I'm saying Wolf's. This is Wolf's Nano dressing, or what they call Nano trim coat. And so these two products have been a staple in my arsenal for years now. I remember, this is when I really started the transition from a Griot's Garage only guy. So I was, and I know many of you guys started out, you got your start with Chemical Guys, you got your start with Auto Geek's product line, or you got your start with Adams, and you just used the whole product line, which I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. But at a certain point, I think it was 2010 when I got water spots in my hood, and I was using the Griot's polish system, going 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just hammering on the hood to attempt to get the polish off, because that stuff was just not good. As much as I love Griot's and still do like a lot of the products, it was at that moment that I said, I've got to figure out some other stuff. So it really hasn't been that long since I've really started chasing this massive array of different products outside of the Griot stuff. And this was one of the very first discoveries I found as I was looking for something for glass. I was using Rain-X at the time, and Griot's didn't have a glass sealant. And so if you've experienced Rain-X, when you use it, when it fails, it starts to get really smeary and really hard to see. And so it's like it works and then fails. And Rain-X actually, believe it or not, Rain-X will repel water more than this will, but I think this is a better product, and we'll explain that here in a second. So I discovered this product. It was really expensive. It was a big swing to spend, I don't know what it was at the time, $50, $60, $70, $80 a bottle. I didn't realize how long the bottle would last. The bottle was a little different than it is now. It was smaller. I think it was 100 milliliter. Now they're 150 milliliters. And this specific product for treating your glass was just one of those things. I took a flyer on. Affiliate Details Domain was selling the product, and I started reading all these different journals about Menzerna, and I started Menzerna, and I started looking for a glass solution. So this is one of the very first deportations from Griot's. So both of these, I'm going to give you the disclaimer up front to set your expectations properly. Don't expect water shooting off of the glass. All right, don't expect fireworks here. Same thing with the trim. Don't expect your trim to transform and change state, right, from a liquid to a solid, or don't expect transcendence. Don't expect something that is just so great that it should be written in stone somewhere that it's the end-all be-all product. Neither one of these are that. So your logical question should be, well, why are you recommending it? Why don't we have that product? And I think my argument is it doesn't exist. I've chased it quite a bit, but it really doesn't exist as an option. I just don't think they make a trim coat that is transcendent. Kamikaze ISM is really good on trim, but these products are not going to wow you. They're just going to work. They're going to check the box. They're not going to disappoint you. Okay, so let me explain. Let's talk again about the glass here. So glass application goes like this. You have to prep. So same decontamination process that I use for the paint, I use this same process, the same decontamination process, where you're going to strip. So you're going to use the Decontamination Wash, which I'll have very soon. I ordered it yesterday, so I'm just waiting for the bottles and the labels and all that stuff. So Decontamination Wash, or Decontamination Soap, so strip the surface with an alkaline-based soap. Then you're going to iron remove. You know, glass usually doesn't pick up a lot of iron, but we're going to spray an iron removal solution on it, and then we're going to auto scrub it. So we're going to mechanically decontaminate it, and then we're going to dry the surface. And then I generally am going to wipe down with a paper towel, some Bounty, because it's a bit abrasive. And I'm going to use some 91% isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to clean the surface. And so now I'm prepped and ready to go. If you have water spots, or if you can still feel stuff on the surface, I would recommend getting some Carpo Siri glass. I'll also have this in the store as an option soon. I don't think you need a big bottle of this stuff. This little what size is this? Little 150 ml bottle will last you pretty much the rest of your life. Glass polishing is a game that really is more glass cleanup than anything. This can remove some very faint scratches, but you're talking 45 minutes of straight polishing and using a supplemental wetting agent in order to keep it activated, and using a very stiff, very abrasive rayon pad, and you're still going to accomplish very little on your glass. But you polish if you need to. You could also try using some vinegar, some white vinegar, to remove if you have some water spotting, or if you're near the ocean. You're probably going to need to polish in between your isopropyl alcohol wipe down, or your Carpro eraser wipe down, and your application of the product. So if you buy this stuff and you slop it on your windshield, it's going to last about 15 minutes if you don't prepare. Same thing with anything. You can't just go and coat your car if you've got swirls and scratches all over. You're just going to lock in those swirls and scratches, and you're not going to get a good result. It's probably not going to last very long either. So I've got to prepare the surface in order to make this work and last. So that's the first thing. I use, and these are available in the store as well, so I'm using a combination of just the pad. So let's say for the side view mirrors, I'm just going to put a few drops of the product on the mirror. I've got tons of videos of me applying this to pretty much every car I've done a detailing series on. Just search Wolf's or just search trim and glass in the search field on my channel, on the Obsessed Garage channel, and you'll find it. Combination of that, or I'm going to use the blocks, which have a slit down the side, to tuck this in. And you need to get like a credit card, but anyway, you can tuck the 4x4 microfiber suede and then apply it to the windows. I put this on in circles. It's easier for me to manage, and I feel like I get better application that way. So I go around, I do the whole car, I let it sit for 10 minutes, and then I wipe it off using Griot's glass cleaner and a waffle weave microfiber towel. So this and glass cleaner, window cleaner, this, which is essentially a diluted isopropyl alcohol solution. I think there may be a little bit of ammonia in there as well. Maybe not. I think ammonia has some abrasive properties to it. So I don't know what's in it. But anyway, this is the combination I use to wipe it off. You want to be really vigorous and aggressive to get it removed. And so that's your application of the product. Now, the second thing that's going to let you down, if you're I like to think of myself as a discerning wiper user. I use the wipers when it's necessary. I manage my wipers. My wife is a wiper, how do I want to phrase this nicely? Let's just say she uses her wipers more than I do. We'll keep it PC here. She'll turn them on and just leave them on. Whether it's drizzling or raining, leave them in medium speed and the wipers are just going. Whereas I'm going to a lot of times just use the manual, flip the wipers on when needed. So if you're a discerning wiper user, you're probably going to get a year's worth of use out of this product. It's going to last a really long time. I find the only time I reapply it is when I'm going to do I'm going to do a decontamination and then a jeweling polish and then a reapplication of whatever my last step is. That's when I'm going to do this. Every 9 months or so is when I'm going to use the product. 6, 8, 9, 12 months is when I'm going to use it. But if you're my wife, I have to put it on every couple of months because she blows through it like crazy. So I don't want to disappoint you and you think that this is going to last you 2 years. It's not. It's not like some impenetrable coating. It's a glass sealant. It's nano-based, so it's really, really tiny particles that bond really well to the surface, and you'll get some decent longevity if you're a discerning person. My guess is anybody who's going to buy a $75 bottle of glass sealant is going to be pretty discerning when it comes to caring for your car. I just don't want you to expect this thing to like be just, again, water shooting off of the surface. And if a little drizzle hits it, that it runs off like crazy. You're still going to use your wipers. And that's where I think this product is set apart from others. I've never had my wipers judder or stutter, when I'm using them. It just does a great job on the surface. Second product, same basic process of cleaning, with the exception of how I do it for rubber and for trim, plastic trim or any kind of black, like powder coated trim. I'll use this on, like the bumper on my Raptor here, where it's porous. I'll use this product on it. The decontamination process would be you're gonna wash it with a decontamination soap. Then you're going to spray some APC. I use Optimum APC diluted 2:1. Spray it on there. I'll usually use a bug mitt, like a Griot's 4-finger white or yellow bug mitt, and I'll agitate it. Same thing with the rubber. Agitate it and then spray it off. You don't need to use iron removals or any Iron X or anything like that on the trim. At least I don't think you need to. Then you're going to assess the trim. If the trim is really, really jacked up and really white and not in good shape, then you're going to want to use Chris West's product. You're going to want to use some solution finish. All right, solution finish is a restorer. It's not a nano coating. I find that this doesn't last as long by itself. This is designed to penetrate and restore the trim. So if you have some white stuff and it just doesn't look very good, or you have older faded trim, this will restore it. I tend to wait overnight, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to add my dressing or my sealant or my nano sealant to it. So that's how I'd use trim coat on the plastic trim. On the rubber, this I don't think really does anything for rubber. It's mainly for plastic. On the rubber, like on your BMW rubber window surround on your F80, you're going to use this product. You're going to apply it with, again, our 4x4 micro suede. I always wear gloves with this stuff, and you're going to want to apply it in a reasonable coat, not super thick. You don't want to slop it on there because you're going to end up wiping most of it off anyway. And I'm always going to follow with one of my gray multi-purpose towels, and so I'm going to do a very light, very simple wipe just to smooth it, just to flatten it out. And I talked to you about this backwards. I always do the trim first because you're always going to get some on the glass. At least I do, and I want to make sure I get it off the glass before applying the glass sealant. So I always do the trim first, glass second, and then I do 2 coats of each. If you wanted to really, do a really good job, and I think you'll notice I think if you like satin finishes on your trim, I think you're really going to enjoy this. This will last a really long time. In comparison to using something like Atom Super VRT or CarPro Pearl on your plastic trim, you could do that too. This just lasts a lot longer, looks a little bit more subtle, a little less dust attractive. It's just good. Both of these products are just good. So pre-order, I'm going to open that up here today with this video. If you're watching this at some point in the future, I hope to maintain this in the store. It cost me thousands of dollars just in shipping to get it here. And so this is a really, really expensive product. I mean, it was like I could have bought another M3 for as much as it cost me to bring this in here. So hopefully you buy it, you try it, you use it. You don't need 2 bottles of each. I mean, one of these bottles is going to last you a really, really, really long time. Mine are dated 2015, and this 2015, I threw away my original bottles that I had forever, for at least since 2010. My original bottles I threw away here recently just because I feel like maybe the active ingredients of the products don't work as well. So my favorite trim, my favorite glass, and using these on a regular basis on the car as part of your maintenance correction routine is a good way to maintain your rubber on your BMW, your blacks, shadow line trim, your trim all around your truck or your car. I think you'll really like it. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to bring this in. As painful as it has been to get here, I think it'll be worth it for all of us. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more crazy. Because what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.